everybody, it's Cindy here from Hooked on Crafts. How are you doing today? Today is January 24th. If you haven't ever visited with me before, my name is Cindy. I live in central Illinois, really close to the Springfield area. I have 2 children, husband. It's still times of COVID, so we're all still here. So if you hear some noises throughout the video, that's just real life here. We have a dog, we have 3 cats. So yeah, it's quite hard to find a time where it's completely quiet to record. So please ignore any noises that you hear. It's just real life for me. So this is Yarn Chat number 5. And I'm going to be sharing some of my makes with you. Also some of my works in progress. And some of the things I would like to work on in the future. So let's just jump right in and get started. First, we're going to start with, if you've watched me before, you know I like to participate in the Hat Not Hate campaign with Lion Brand, and I want to try to do at least 21, 25 hats this year. So I've started making some blue hats, and this is the first one. This is a pattern that I like to use. It's the Copycat Beanie by, I'm sorry if I'm looking down, my notes are right here, by Carpe Lana. C-A-R-P-E, Lana. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I do not do the twisted rib at the beginning. I just do a straight 1x1 rib. And this one, I made 2. They're exactly the same, except for what I'm finding is I'm a really new knitter. I've only been knitting for about a year now, so I'm trying to figure out my gauge, okay? So this is the exact same hat, exact same yarn. This one was made with a number 8 needle, which is a 5mm. This one I made with a number 6, which is a 4mm. I think I knit really loosely and I need to go down. And I'll show you how they fit here in just a second, but you can see the size difference. Now, I was running out of yarn, so I didn't do all the decreases exactly the same in this one because I was playing yarn chicken and I was losing. So this is the biggest one. And if you like a slouchy hat, you know, I mean, it fits me. It's not tight, but it does fit me. It would probably fit a guy maybe a little bit better. I have kind of a small head. Sorry, my bangs are crazy here. And so that's how that one fits, okay? I think it's still a really cute hat. I enjoy making this one. This is the one like you find in the stores all the time. And I make those because I think the kids would like the ones that look like they were made in the store. I'm getting ready to order some handmade labels to put on them though, so that they kind of know they're handmade. Now this is the smaller one. Now to me, this one fits me much better. I would feel much more comfortable wearing this one. I wouldn't have to worry about it falling off if the wind was blowing really hard, and I feel like it would keep my ears warmer. So that's the 2 hats there. And yes, they're exactly the same. Sorry, but a little bit different. That was made with impeccable yarn, and the colorway here, let's see if I can find the colorway, is Lapis. I bought this at Michael's when they had them on sale. I want to say they were $1.99 maybe. Anytime I'm somewhere and I see a blue yarn that I like, I pick it up because I know I'm going to be making those hats. So that is that. This next hat is made with a Craft Smart. This is also from Michael's. It's Craft Smart, and I want to say it was called Jacquard. I'm not sure what the colorway was on, and I've thrown the ball band away. Again, this was made on number 8 5mm needles. Ooh. Of course, I always show you the side that has the last stitch. And it's a really cute hat. I really was just curious to see how this yarn would knit up and what kind of pattern. I have decided that when I make hats for me, if I follow the pattern and I'm using a worsted weight yarn, I can pretty much get the size that I need if I go down to that number 6 needle. Okay, so from here on out, I will probably be using that number 6 needle. I'm new to knitting. I don't have a ton of different knitting needles, and the ones I did buy the fixed circular Chalgu number 8, and now again number 6. So because I really enjoy knitting with that needle, and so I wanted to get that out. Okay, let's also talk about what I'm wearing, okay? This is called, it is called the Deep Winter Shawl. It was a free pattern on Ravelry. It's made by, the pattern is by Lisa Metzgar. I had never knit a shawl before, and if you watch my Hobby Lobby haul video, I bought all these Hobby Lobby pigment yarns where it has all the different shades in it, and I wanted to try to knit a shawl. Now this shawl, guys, it's got a lot of mistakes in it. It was my very first one. I was doing so good. I'm going to take it off here maybe. I was doing so good. I was almost to the very end. Let's see if I can hold it up for you here where you can see it. And it just goes through all of the color changes. Now, like I said, it does have a lot of mistakes, mostly towards the end on this dark brown section. I laid my knitting down and my dog came over and sat on my knitting, and when I was trying to get it out from under him, I pulled a ton of stitches loose. I didn't have any needle stoppers. I didn't have any anything on it at all, and so almost the whole row was pulled loose before I realized what I had done. Okay, so I am not very good at picking up stitches yet. I just have not done it enough. So I did the best I could. There are some really strange looking spots, like you can see right here I missed, there's a hole there. But you know what, when I have it around my neck, nobody's gonna notice that. They're not gonna come up and examine every little stitch, so I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with that. It was my first try. I really just wanted to see, what I've realized is I enjoy learning new things. I enjoy the process of learning new things to see if I can do it. Really, can I make it look the way it's supposed to look? Yes, I love the finished product too. I don't wear a ton of shawls though. Next I'm gonna do a cowl, and I think I might wear the cowls a little bit more if you can just hang them around your neck, and you know, just tuck it under your jacket or your coat. If it's a cool day, you could wear it around the house. So I am gonna try to do that next. That's on my bucket list of one of the things to make for our next video. So that's that. The Winter's Night Shawl, Deep Winter Shawl, sorry, Deep Winter Shawl. And I enjoyed it. I will make more shawls. I'm gonna make a video about my Make 9 goals for 2021, and also, and things I just wanna try to make, and my goals for 2021. Okay, the next thing I wanna show you is this little yarn cozy that I made. Isn't it cute? I made this out of leftover sock yarn. If you watched me for a while, you saw my first pair of socks was made out of this, and they were way too big. They are now house socks, but that's okay. So for this, you basically, here's my little cake of yarn. It just is like a little hat for your for your yarn. Isn't that cute? And so I'm gonna make more of these as I get more yarn. This is my first attempt at magic loop, because this pattern calls for magic loop. So that is what I did there, magic loop. And it turned out pretty good. I mean, at first I could see where the magic loop was, but now that I've had it for a little while, I can't really tell. So I think I did good with the magic loop. Okay, so the next couple things for finished objects are, I made 2 pairs of socks. I'm really enjoying making socks. Now, I've had some issues with the Fish Lips Kiss heel, but I finally found a video that actually walked me through it. And these I made for my daughter. Now, these have been worn and washed already. I'm sorry, I still don't have sock blockers. They're on their way though. With some of my Christmas money, I was able to get some sock blockers. So next time I'll have sock blockers. Now this pair of socks, now this one you can tell, maybe you can tell, sorry, it's blowing out. I also got a new ring light for Christmas, so I'm using that today. So this heel, I think I did really well on. There's no holes. It looks perfect. I think I figured out what I was doing wrong. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So this is the pair I made for my daughter. This is this yarn is also from, it's from Hobby Lobby. These are just plain vanilla socks. I do my socks on a size 1 9-inch circular needle, which I'll show you here when we talk about whips and works in progress. I do them with 56 stitches. Anything else is way too big for me. I think it's just because I'm a loose knitter, and I already purchased the 2 9-inch circular needles in a size 1. I probably eventually will get a size 0 and see if I like those or not, but for now I'm just trying to make the size 1s work. The sock yarn is Yarn Bee Cozy Toes in Neon Dreamers. Now, I was not really a fan of this yarn. It was really hard to work with. It's very stretchy, very, very stretchy. So it wasn't my favorite yarn to work with, but I'm thinking with my leftovers, I will be making another cozy because it's very stretchy. I think it'll go around the yarn balls really good. And then this one is also another pair of socks that I knit. I'm enjoying the socks. You will see many more socks come from me. I can just tell. It's kind of like hats. I like to make hats because people wear them. It doesn't just sit around after I make it. I actually get use out of them, and I've been wearing my socks. These have been worn many times because they're a little bit, I mean, I've had them for a while. I've worn them several times. And I make shorty socks. The next pair I make, I think I want them to be about this much taller, just because in my short boots, I want them to come up. I really want to be able to see the tops of them, so you can tell that I've worked hard on my hand-knitted socks. But you can see here, my fish lips heel is much nicer. I'm so glad that I figured that out. And that concludes all of my finished objects. Okay, so I actually fibbed. That's not all my finished objects. I do have a couple more things I want to show you. So also part of my charity knitting is knitted knockers, okay? This is what they look like when they're completely done. Ooh, sorry, done and stuffed, okay? So I have been working on, I would like to complete at least 2 pairs of knitted knockers every month as my goal. And when I send them out, I'm going to send them out flat. I'm not going to stuff them. They stuff them there at the organization, and it's much cheaper for me to ship them if I don't stuff them, and then they'll size them and everything else. But I did finish a whole 50-gram skein of the tan with just a little bit left. I have this much left. I think what I'm going to do, because I saw someone say the neutral colors are the ones that most people request, which I could understand, because if they have a light colored clothing on, they don't want it to show through their clothes, right, or their t-shirts or whatever. They want it to be a natural color when they tuck them into their bras. So I think what I'm going to do is use, because I have several pinks that I bought, different shades of pink. I might do the bottom of a smaller one in the pink, and then do the top part in this tan. So you can have kind of a party in the back, business in the front kind of thing going. So I did, they do list specific yarns that they will take. And one of them is the Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima Fine 100% cotton yarn, which is what the tan is. And I bought several of these. And then also for a local, to buy locally, because I don't want to have to order yarn every time I do it. So they also will take the Kobu from Lion Brand. And they sell this at my Walmart for like, I want to say $4 a cake. And it comes, they have several different colors, pinks. They have all fun colors too, but they have pinks, and they have a natural tan color that I think I will use for majority of mine, because I will probably make mostly tan ones for the people, because I just think that, you know, if they get to request one pair, and if I could only have one pair, I would want them to be a natural pair, personally, if it were me. So that's that. The next thing I want to show you is I have fallen down the diamond painting hole. And I got this for Christmas, and I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it's only this big butterfly is diamond painted, and I'm really enjoying the process. So you'll probably see a few more of these to come. I'm not going to talk about them a ton because I know it's a knitting and crochet show, but hey, sometimes I like to do other things, so you might see them. All right, next, let's go on to works in progress. I don't have a ton of works in progress going on, but I do have a few. Let's see what I want to talk about first. So, I haven't talked about my Make 9 yet or my goals for 2021, but when I do, you will see I want to learn to do brioche, okay? Brioche is so soft and so squishy, and my coat is this burgundy color, so I am making, and then it has like a tan fur on it, so I am trying to make myself a brioche hat. Now, this is my practice run. I'm making it out of Joann's Big Twist yarn. I bought some of this when they were having a sale. I think it was like $1.25, $1.50 a skein. It was really cheap. So for practicing, I think this is perfect. I did buy some Hobby Lobby yarn the other day in this burgundy color, and I bought navy because I thought navy would be cool with it also. Although you won't see the contrast as much because they're both dark colors, I do think it'll be pretty. And so this is what my hat is looking like. Notice I have the needle stoppers on my needles. That was a gift for Christmas that I asked for. They come in a little bit of baggy like this. I want to say they were like $5, $6, maybe $10. I honestly can't remember. I saw them on another podcast. The guys at Needles at the Ready like these, and I clicked on them and I said I need those after my shawl fiasco. So yes, I got some needle stoppers. So this is what I'm doing. Now, I'm just to the point where I'm going to have to decrease. Now, this is loosely based off a pattern. It's called the Brioche Starter Hat by Raina K. Now, I am actually watching a video, and I'll have to link the lady's name below in her video, but I'm watching her to learn how to do it because I wasn't quite understanding, and I just learn better when I can see somebody do it. I wish I had a knitting group that could show me things, but right now we don't have a local yarn store, and I don't know of any knitting groups in my area. So if you're in my area, Central Illinois, near the Springfield area, and you have a knitting group, let me know. I would love to join. Of course, with COVID, we can't really go too many places right now, but maybe a Zoom call or something, because I know they would have been able to help me with my Fish Lips Kiss Hill way before I figured it out. But so that is one of my things that I'm working on. Hold on one second, I gotta bend down here. The next thing I'm working on is another pair of socks, and this is my little bag I made to hold all my sock projects. Let's see here. I'm doing 2 at a time, but not 2 at a time like most people think. I actually have 2 9-inch circular needles, and I like to work them at the same time though, because that allows me to, when I'm done, I'm done. And so I work the cuff of one, and then I turn around and work the cuff of the other, and then I'll work the leg part, and then I work the leg part of the other one, and then I start on the heel, and so on and so forth. And that way when I'm done, I'm completely done. Now this pattern that I'm working on is a fairly new pattern. It's called the Magic Heel Sock, and it's by Autumn Acorn, okay? And I'm not going to give her thing away, but it is super simple. It's a great beginner sock. I'm curious to see how it's going to wear, if it's going to slide down on my heel or not. I've heard a couple people talk about it. Someone had made them, and they said theirs did not ride down. So if it does, I'll just wear it around the house. Because I like to have my feet nice and toasty when I'm running around here after a hard day's work. I just kick my shoes off and run around in my socks. So this is a Peyton's Croy yarn. Let me get it out of here. I bought this at Michael's. I want to say they're $5.99 there. It is, what's the name of this one? Tourmaline Stripes. So I thought it was kind of a pretty color. it's knitting up kind of nice. This would make a nice guy's sock, really. But it's going to be for me because I'm knitting socks for me. I don't have anybody else. My daughter got the neon ones, and I hope she wears them or I'm going to be disappointed. So there's that. Speaking of my daughter, the next project that I'm working on is a blanket. Many of you guys know I've started it here. This is one cake of yarn already done up. Okay, and this is a bag-a-day crochet pattern number 6. Again, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Number 664. She calls it Easy Crochet Baby Blanket. And if you remember, I did make a baby blanket out of this same pattern in the colorway Happy from Lion Brand's Mandala Ombre. Haley picked out this color. She loves the greens. So this colorway is called Zen. I've already bought 5 cakes of this, okay? And this is one whole cake. I think I'm gonna need probably at least that many more. So I will be working with what I have for now, and then I'll go out and grab some more. They sell this at my Walmart, so it's pretty easy to come by. So that is that project. That's my crochet project, really. That's the only thing I'm crocheting right now is that blanket. Everything else is knitting. I do love to crochet. It's easier for me. But again, I found out that I really like learning new things, and I like the process of learning new things. So this next thing I'm going to show you, you've seen before. And I'll tell you what's happened with it. This is my Flax sweater. And it's my very first sweater that I'm trying to knit, okay? And the last time when I showed this, I can't see it with my naked eye, but when I hold this up, you will be able to see the difference in the coloring of the yarn. Now this is made out of acrylic yarn, and they're the same lot number and everything, and they should not have done that. I did not switch skeins. And so when I noticed that, and I cut this out of the video, I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? But I'm stuck on Sleeve Island. I've got this much of one sleeve done. And it's almost ready to start the cuff, and then I can go to the other one. I'm not enjoying the sleeves, okay? I am gonna finish it. I'm gonna make myself finish it. I have another sweater that I would like to make, and I will persevere through any kind of sleeves in the future. I might try to learn how to do those 2 at a time, because I feel like if I did learn how to do them 2 at a time, I would, when I'm done, I'm done. I don't have to think, oh no, there's another one I have to do. So there's that. Now, that is all of my, let me make sure here. That's all of my works in progress. So next, I want to spend a few minutes and talk about acquisitions, okay? It's been a little bit, so I have some stuff, and Christmas was in there, so I got a few things for Christmas. But I want to start with these little bags, okay? If you guys watch Chevy Rail, you will know that she had somebody contact her, and this little girl that made these was like 9, okay? And she wanted an Apple Watch, and her mom told her, this one is my favorite. Her mom told her, sorry, they're kind of hairy, I have cats. So, that if she wanted an Apple Watch, she would have to earn it. And so she set out making these bags. And let me tell you who she is here. Laura Barnes, I believe. Burns, B-E-N-E-S, on Etsy, okay? And she has these, and I want to say this was the large size, and they're perfect for like a pair of socks, a hat, a small project. I don't have anything in mind right now. I got some yarn in there from some things I finished, but other than that, but she did a wonderful job. I wish I could sew as well as she did, and she's only 9, right? I also purchased, and these are from Amazon, and this is another podcaster showed these. They had bought these, and their podcast is Rose Opal Knits. It's Daphne and Erica. If you have not checked them out, they're a sweet little mother-in-law, daughter-in-law group that does knitting. And I really enjoy watching them. Check them out. They don't have a lot of subscribers, only about 300 or 400. But I enjoy their podcast. So please stop over and see them. They've been doing it a while. They're pretty regular. They come on every couple weeks. And they showed me these. There were 3 of these. I've got the other ones stuck in bags somewhere, so I can't find them at the moment. I will link these down below, though. They came from Amazon. I only paid like $10 for 3 pairs. I've always wanted a pair of these little bird scissors to stick in my Notions bag. And I love that they have the cover on them so that you're not poking yourself or they're not coming out of your bag and poking you. So I thought those were pretty cool. As part of my Christmas, I also got a sock ruler because I'm loving making socks, right? So I wanted a sock ruler. It's going to help me make sure that everything's equal, and I enjoy this. So this was a little pricey for what it is, but it is what it is, right? Somebody had to come up with it and all that good stuff. I already talked about the Mandala Ombre yarn that I've got. Now, most of you guys know I do subscribe to Knit Crate, and I have switched from Knit Crate to Sock Crate because I wanted to try to knit more socks, and I also want to try to knit with sock yarn. A lot of shawls and cowls and that kind of stuff use sock weight yarn. So I thought, ooh, I just made it come undone. I thought I would switch over to the Sock Crate and try to build up my stash there. So let's talk about this one first. This is Uru yarn. It's called Unicorn Sock. It is 75% superwash merino, 15% Dongel Neps, whatever that is, and 10% nylon. It's 400 yards or 100 grams. Machine wash, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry. So so I got this, and it's it looks like a tweed to me. That Dongel stuff must be these little nubs in here. So I really like this one that I got. And then this last crate that I got is also the Uru yarn. I call it URU yarn because I just like that. This one is called Twinkle Toes. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see it. The sparkly in it is a purple color. It's actually called Twilight. It's 55% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 15% kid mohair, 10% stellina, 400 yards, 100 grams. But yeah, the camera is catching that sparkle pretty good there. So I see this in a shawl, really. I think it would be for, I don't know, that's what is calling to me as far as that goes. Let's see. I did also get a little scale to weigh my yarn on, and for the life of me I can't find it this morning, so I don't know where I've stuck it. I'll find it though and show you. Last but not least, I want to kind of talk about who I've been watching and on podcast. Okay, so I talked about Rose Opal Knits. Go check them out, guys. I will try to link all their channels below. Everybody I talk about, Daphne and Erica, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law podcast, and I really enjoy watching them. Daphne she knits lots of socks, and these ladies are pretty down to earth. They're kind of like me. They use acrylic yarn sometimes. They also use fancy yarns, but that's just who I am, right? I don't always have the money to buy all the expensive yarns, and I don't mind using acrylic. So Knittles at the Ready, Ray and Kevin, if you guys haven't found them, I enjoy watching them. They're a hoot. They also have beautiful, beautiful projects. And Ray is a new knitter like me. And we have similar tastes. I noticed that he also has knit the Flax. He's way done with his probably months ago, and I'm still on Sleeve Island, but that's okay. We have different voyages, right? He has also done the Stephen West knit along for the extravaganza shawl, I think it was, and those guys did a beautiful job on that. I'm not quite that brave yet, and I don't have somebody else in my household that can show me a stitch if I need to know a stitch. Although, from what I see, Stephen West actually walks everybody through it. I probably could do it, but those mystery knit-alongs aren't my thing. It gives me anxiety not knowing what I'm making, so I don't see myself doing those in the near future. Anyways, next is Chevy Rel. If you guys have not found Chevy Rel, she's also a hoot. She's just fun to listen to. I like all of her stories, so I love listening to her. Billy, the Crafty Floridian, she crochets a lot of different things. She makes bags. I also just like listening to her and all of her stories that she tells. She's just fun to listen to, so I enjoy that. And then last but not least, I've been watching Simply in Stitches. This lady's name is Tina. I believe it's in the UK. She's got a very British accent, but she is actually the person that I watched her tutorials on how to knit the flax, and she walks you through that step by step. Now those videos are, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years old, but for anybody who is wanting to learn to knit the flax, she is a great teacher. She goes slow, she takes you step by step, and I just truly enjoyed that process with her. Also, she is the one who I followed to learn how to knit socks on 9-inch circulars, because you don't see a lot of people teaching that method, and I thought that was a method that I could do and pick up pretty quickly, and I think I'm doing fairly well with it. Again, she walks you through that step by step. Now, I think the heel that she uses on her socks is what they call the eye of the partridge or whatever, because the fish lips kiss is a paid for pattern, so a lot of people will not show you how to do that on videos, but I'm a visual learner, so I did find someone to show me how to do that, and I think it's worked. It has to do with the way I purl. I don't purl the normal way. I do what they call a Norwegian purl, where I knit continental style because I learned to crochet first, and then I do this Norwegian purl. It has to do with you keep your yarn in the back even when you purl, when you do a Norwegian purl. Well, you can't really do that with the fish lips kiss, or it leaves a funny line. Your yarn just carries weird, so I had to adjust how I was doing that. I still am Norwegian purling. I'm just holding my yarn a little bit different to make it work. So if anybody has any tips or tricks on how to do that, doing the Norwegian purl, let me know in the comments down below, because I still am not 100%, but I think my socks are looking much better. So that is what I've been up to. If you guys have followed me for a little bit, you know last year when the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl, I created a Patrick Mahomes hat because my husband's a huge Chiefs fan. And this is it. And I will also link this tutorial down in the description box below, because once again, Chiefs are in the playoffs, and go Chiefs. You can make your own Patrick Mahomes hat. Now I will tell you, this little applique here, I cut off of one of his old ball caps that he had that he wasn't wearing anymore. You can also, I made probably 3 or 4 of these last year for a few friends that like, I made one for myself and one for my husband, and then I also made one for a guy I worked with who's a huge Chiefs fan, for him to wear on Super Bowl day. And I did end up purchasing a few of these appliques from Etsy. I don't know if they still sell them or not. I haven't looked. But if you have an old ball cap laying around, if someone in your life is a huge Chiefs fan, they buy hats all the time typically. You will, typically they have something laying around. You can cut the applique off and just sew it on. And in my tutorial, I kind of show you how I did that. But yeah, so if you guys are looking for a fun hat to make for the Super Bowl, we can't go anywhere, but you can wear it around the house and have some fun with it. It's finally getting cold here, so people are starting to wear hats. So if anybody is out and about, I would love to see one of my hats on TV, like somebody wearing my pattern. So if you are going out to the Super Bowl, I don't know. The playoff tickets are really expensive this year, so I don't know, but I would love to see somebody wearing my hat. I've seen a couple people make it on Facebook, which just tickles me pink. So yeah. So go Chiefs. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a great weekend. Till next time, happy crocheting.